Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tech Down Over. I'm Rick Zanotti, up over here. And from down under, just over there, is Geoff Blanchard. Hey, Geoff, how's it going?
Good, thank you, Rick. Bit funny days in Australia this week. We've had some hot weather, then we've had summer, spring, autumn, and winter in the same week.
All in 1 week.
So, all in 1 week.
Sounds like Colorado.
You get you get a nice spread of weather anyway.
That's good. Here we go. And we are back with our little angelic music. Lower now. Well, Geoff, this week we've both decided to have some fun with Smugmug. And it's a lot of fun. You know, I don't know about you, but I was using Flickr, and I didn't like Flickr at all. It just seemed to get worse ever since Yahoo bought it. The interface wasn't as good. Things weren't as easy to upload. They were a little more work than I wanted to do. And so I started looking around. Where can I put my pictures that isn't going to cost me a fortune and allows me to upload all the garbage I want to record? Search. And Smugmug came up. And I thought, I remember Smugmug. I never looked at it, but I remember the name. So I went to the Smugmug site. I went to a couple of others too, but Smugmug just stood out as good. I looked at Google Photos. It was pretty lame. There were a couple of others I looked at. They just weren't that good. And then there's Smugmug. They have such a beautiful interface. You can make web pages out of things. You can set up a store. You can sell your pictures. You can sell anything that's photo related. You can upload anything that you can sell. That's either a photo or a graphic. And I thought,
And video.
And video. And I thought this could be a lot of fun. We could start our own mini iStock for e-learning, for example, or even for marketing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to create our own content and put it up there and sell it, which is something we've been thinking of doing since 1995, and we've never done it. So now it's time. We're gonna become unleashed. And
Rick,
it's a lot of fun.
With the other ones like Flickr, like I've never really gotten into those ones. But what makes Smugmug that different from Flickr? Do they charge Flickr, or
they have a premium
service?
version? Though I don't know what the price is. The premium version, Smugmug has, I think, 4 different premium tiers. It starts at something like $7 a month or $3, and it goes up to $25, which is what I did. And you paid up front. I paid $300, and you get the business version. So you get a full-blown e-commerce site. You get the ability to create your own web pages, to feature items, to create coupons, groups, all sorts of things. So in essence, it is a true e-commerce portfolio for you. You can also print for people. So, for example, let's say somebody likes one of your pictures. Let's say one of your landscape pictures. You can take that picture, have a high-quality version of it, and offer prints of any size from poster on down. And you can determine the price. That goes to the print company. So there's going to be whatever they charge plus your small markup, and they'll ship for you. So it's all handled. It's like a little mini Amazon for photographers. I thought that's fun. And you and I take a lot of pictures, so why not try to do a little bit of that?
Now, is it meant for us to sort of sell them, or is it meant for us to store all our images on there? Can you do that as well on it?
You can do both. So in essence, you can do both. You can store, and it's unlimited storage. So you can put a lot of stuff up there. Or you can just simply sell what you like. Let's say you take your best pictures or graphics or whatever you're doing, and those can be sold as you'd like. So I think that could be a lot of fun. You can create groups
Yes,
of pictures. So,
and what I've found just in my short time using it, it's just such a good little interface with being able to make like a little website in about 3
Yes.
seconds flat. It doesn't take you too long at all, and just say drag some pictures into it, drag and drop. You don't even have to think too much about putting them up. They just go up there automatically.
And did you notice that you can organize how pictures look? You can also customize and create your own website, your own look and feel. They come with a ton of themes. You can create your own theme. So you can do all of that to make it exactly like you want it, including the e-commerce side. So that's pretty powerful.
To be quite honest, I'd never heard of them before, because and it's amazing when you don't look for things on the web that you just never see them. But now, when you've heard of something, you start seeing it all over the place.
I know. And they have millions of photographers around the world. So I'd say it's a pretty good site. Here, let me show you. Right now, this is my Smugmug. So you're seeing now what I see. And for example, I'm going to go into some of these pictures. This is one I took at the... Oops. Let me bring my mic with
Oops,
me.
you've gone off.
This is...
Yeah, take your mic with you. That's good.
There we go. So let me get into this site. So we go. So this is one I took at the Admirals Club. It was very dark early in the morning. And that was with the Nikon 750D at about 12,800 ISO. Not very noisy. It's actually a pretty clean shot. You know how it lights up all of that stuff on the top? There was barely any light visible to the eye. I was pretty impressed. In fact, when we got home and I looked at the shot, I went, where did I take that? I don't get it. Doesn't look familiar. Oh, right. That was the Admirals Club. And then here's another one I took at the Admirals Club, just a little different view. And it was about 5:30 in the morning, very dark still.
Oh. I took it as either being late at night or early in the morning, but I thought it was late at night.
No, now this one I took in New York City. We were in New York and Connecticut. So we took the train into New York, met with one of the folks, Laura Silver, who's the VP of product management at Trivantis. And then when we left her, we started walking around, and Lexington looked like a nice place to take pictures. So I started taking some pictures. These are all on Lexington, varying degrees. The camera's sharp. This is also one of the first times I've taken the 750 into a city to do some shooting, and I've been very impressed with what it could do. And look at the quality.
Well, that shot there, wait on that shot, Rick.
Yes.
That was the one I really liked on that one, because with all those straight lines on it, it is so clear.
Yeah, and I was using the Tamron 24 to 70 millimeter lens. I was at I believe 4.0, so it was very sharp. Even at 2.8, it was sharp, but it was just a little softer on the edges, but not much. This is just sharp. Every windowsill is sharp.
Yeah, and those, just those straight lines, all those metal railings just look so nice and clear.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Here's another view of the same building, just looking up a little bit more. The reflections of the light on the window, again, are pretty amazing. It was a fairly overcast day.
That's always does much better for pictures, doesn't it?
So, and you notice how well it handles from the right side of the screen where it's brighter to the left side where it's darker. It really doesn't struggle with the lines. So dynamic range on the camera is beautiful. Here's another slightly different angle. And we just happened to stop on a street. The flag was just flowing around. So I took a couple of shots, see how sharp the flag would come. So again, some shots in the distance. I like this building. I think that was Yeshiva College or something like that. So a slightly different view, and let's go. Here we go. A different view, different facing the other way towards probably Grand Central. And just a lot of interesting little buildings, and the details are good. That building you see in the right that looks tall, I think, but I'm not sure, that might be the Rockefeller Plaza building.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is. It looks like it, meaning Grand Central is right in front of that, or behind it.
Because that's on 50. That's near 55th, isn't it?
40, about 42nd, maybe 41st, something like that.
Yeah, I know. I know. I stayed on 55th and 7th, I think it was. So it's around that area. So.
Yeah, it's not far at all.
Yeah.
And then this one, that's Leslie in a dark corner.
Nice,
And you notice you can see the detail on the people on the left. And then here's the spy sitting there, waiting to mug somebody. My wife. Okay. And again, just shots of...
Don't do that anymore in New York.
Don't do what?
Mugging.
Mugging, yes. No mug shots. And these are just traffic moving by. These were shot at about 6 frames a second.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of blurry ones, but that wasn't the camera. It was me. I was moving.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the truck and stuff, they're going fast. By the way, these guys were going about 50 an hour. They were not going slowly. And that's just Leslie. So these are shots in the room. Let's see. These are shots outside the window.
Yeah, that's really good through the window as well. I like the office ones and that.
Now, this is at night. And I didn't have the 200 millimeter with me. So with the 200, I could have read the writing on the walls on this thing. But unfortunately, with the 70... You can still see in these windows. It's an office building, and you can see workstations. It's pretty amazing. So these were taken at night. Let's see. I think that's it. That's all I had on the 750. But as I hit, you can create, as you know, you can create folders here in. So, for example, here's a video one. I didn't take a lot of videos, but I took this one from that's the same place where we were in on Lexington. So here we go.
Now, Rick, with the Smugmug. Oh,
sorry, it's noisy. I think we're getting too much noise. Are you there, Geoff?
The thing.
Oh,
yeah, that's better. Oh,
try to get out of this. Oh, that was noisy. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why it was. So let's try this one. Yeah.
Now, Rick, with the video, with the Smugmug, how much can you upload? Can you upload 4K images, or what's
as far as I know, yes.
Just 720.
No, you can do bigger, I think. I haven't tried the 4K yet. These are 1080p. Now that is the highway beneath us. And I'm up on the 9th floor.
And that's through a window, so that's really,
through a window.
I thought that was really good going through a window.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know if nobody told if you didn't know it.
Yeah, and that's with the Tamron again, 24 to 70 millimeter, which is kind of that's becoming one of my favorite lenses quickly.
Well, it's becoming one of my favorite ones to lust after. You see, so as I said, it's the 20. What hour are you? The 21st of January, and I still haven't bought anything yet.
You've been good. You've been really good. So this is with the DA10, just different shots. Kitchen.
Oh, was that the 810? Was it that one?
This is the DA10 Nikon. Very, very good camera. That's when I was just opened it up and took pictures around the house. Pretty messy. I just want to see what it would do. Just some shots. It's taking a bit to load, I guess.
They're loading
some
up.
Dark shots. Yep. I had some.
But that's what you've got
shots.
to do with a new camera. You've got to take some of the all different ones to see how it works, and
like this.
If you do a bad shot, you've got to see what it does. So.
This is one of my track lighting lights, and it just creates a really nice light effect just with one light.
Yeah, I saw one that you did that just had the one light on it and looked at the ceiling, and that looked really good. You could see every detail of the ceiling, and that looked really nice. I don't know if you've got that one. They're just the one spotlight. I think you might have done it in the New York one in the hotel or something. So
I might have. I
yeah.
didn't see it. So these are just shots outside. So it's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
So like that's the little patio cover in the back. I call it the monument, the shrine.
Looks like you haven't had too much rain in the winter.
We've had no rain. Our lawns are dead. We're not allowed to water.
That's what I thought, because I thought yours is usually so luscious and green.
Yeah,
but now it's
horrible. And yet our neighbors look great. I go, what the heck are they doing? And I think they're just paying penalties. And they're not cheap.
Well, what we do, a lot of people here have their own water tanks, because since we was in drought for 15 years.
15?
So they can capture the water. Yeah.
Isn't it
so
funny?
we weren't allowed to water things for about 15 years. So.
You're on a huge island with a drought.
But it's gone now. It's been raining forever now. So.
But you can tell that when you look at the sky, and there's no polarization filter or anything, it gets pretty good details. I didn't use, there's no ND, no polarization, just this. These are totally untouched pictures, as you could probably tell. Not much, just what came out of the camera.
But that's what you've got to do when you get a new camera. Just go and just do it natural and don't touch them up. You just got to hone your skills with the camera as well, or else I'm a firm believer, take a good picture in the first place rather than fixing too much up in post.
Right.
Because if you do take a good picture, when you do fix it up in post, it becomes, a real excellent picture then.
Yeah,
but just the clarity of that one, I thought that the wood grain on that pergola, when you can see that close up, like that one, you can see the detail on the thing on that when you're seeing
and I'm
the photo
shooting
correctly.
Against the sun, because the sun's right on the corner of this, and this camera just has such a good sensor. That's the DA10 Nikon. Let's see, I have some other shots in here rather than just this stuff. But these were just tests. That's when like I said, I got it first and second day just playing around with it.
Oh, rain. Where did that come from?
Oh, we had a little bit of rain. You notice it. That's why I took pictures of it. It's like, what? Rain?
Yeah, because I've never seen that around your house.
I thought the neighbor's dog up above us was peeing, but no, it was actually rain. So it was good. Yeah, we really don't get a lot of rain lately. Though this is supposed to be an El Nino year. I don't know what that means here. Here, I don't know what it means anymore. We haven't had one in ages.
Well, that's what we had for 15 years, I think.
Yeah, I wish we had. But these are all taken at night, and that's not too bad. It was pretty dark. Again, this camera does pretty good low light. You could tell. It was basically pitch black at night. And the camera, again, I think we're about 6,000 ISO. It's pretty amazing. So I'd say I'm pretty happy with the Nikons. Yeah, I haven't really been complaining much, have I?
No, well, you've only been gushing the praises of the camera, so I'm impressed. Like I keep asking you, so when's it going to be something that it doesn't do it for you? But it hasn't happened yet.
Not yet.
That's really good, because
not yet. I mean, there are things
that is an impressive thing.
Sometimes
because you are fairly strict on what you want from a camera and that, so it certainly is delivering what you want.
And here you notice I'm just taking shots, changing exposures, a little brighter, a little darker, just to see, changing ISO, just to see what it's going to look like. So you get all sorts of different kind of views from that.
Now, Rick, with Smugmug. How do I find, say, you? Do I just type in your name and find you on a listing on the web that shows me your site,
I think you can.
Or do you have it not public?
You can set it up as public, as private, or as by links only. So you have three ways. Unlisted. There's unlisted, which doesn't show at all. Private, you can send people links, like I sent you. And then there is public, where they can see everything. And then you can disable downloads and things like that.
And can you do combinations? So can you have a public part and a
Yes.
private part within
Abs-
Smugmug,
yep.
or is it all or not all or
the
nothing?
the security is by folders.
Hmm.
So you could have
And I
private
suppose
folders
really,
or public ones.
I suppose really the thing is, whenever you're uploading it to any of these services, whatever you upload, you expect everybody in the world could see, because no matter how much security there are,
Sure.
there's other people looking at them anyway, aren't there? So you just make sure you just don't really mind. So, like, I would never upload something that might embarrass you or do anything like that that's going to
Yeah.
that you would definitely wouldn't want.
And you can
but
you
that
can,
looks really.
and you can upload into galleries. You can edit. You can edit your pictures and the settings. Here's your forwarding, download. You can delete what you select. You can either delete folders, galleries, pages, or whatever you want.
So the download is, so if you're just using that as a storage facility,
Exactly.
then if you wanted to download an image, and you can do. So that's good, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's actually a nice service. They've done a good job.
yeah, excellent, isn't it? So, but I mean, it's one of those things where there's so many areas to show your photos, and like even if you want it on your own site, but it's become a separate thing by itself, that people do need their own site for just the photos rather than just putting it on your own corporate website. You say you do that for the nice thing, but for just photos, you really need just a separate site. And that's what I've been sort of thinking, trying to do on mine, to get it away from the standard site,
Right.
and just put your photos online somewhere. And I thought this might be a good way to go, but I'll investigate that a little bit further on mine.
Yeah,
so.
and if you want to sell any of the ones you take or videos, you could always do that. You could say, this is Geoff Blanchard Galleries. And there you go.
Oh, that's right. So, and what? Do you want me to show you my little smug hug that I've
Sure.
got? So,
Smugmug.
hug.
Smugmug.
Smugmug, not smug hug. James, I can't even get the name
Smug
right
Hug
now.
is the adult
So
version of it. Yeah.
So what I've done, I've just gone on there. I've got the free trial, so you'll see up in my corner it says subscribe. But I've just done one of the themes. But these are all my pictures. So I went into Melbourne the other weekend and took a load of pictures with the Panasonic FZ1000, and then I came up with just this little theme that's on there. And I thought, gee, that's so good for just a couple of seconds. That's the home screen. Then you go on the browse on there. So I'm going into there. And then you just I could double click it on the gallery there. So I'm showing them in this sort of format on there. But what I do like as well, you can do just the nice slideshow on there. So it will just start playing all your, yes, we've gone blank now, but it just plays all your images in nice full screen. So I thought it does such a darn good job on them as well. So, because things I just hate, I hate flicking through things, but if you just get something with going through your pictures quite nicely, it's really good. So, and I just really like the sight of it, because it's just easy just to load your pictures and drag and drop.
Yep.
And it does a really good quality. I just like what it looks like on the screen. It doesn't do it justice, I think, coming through Skype, because I was really proud of a lot of these shots I did the other week, because a lot of them came out really nicely.
They did.
But I mean, the clarity on that on the FZ1000 was excellent. So I'm just thinking, imagine what it would be on the D750, the Nikon D750 or the 810. So I'm just thinking how nice that would be on there. So, but as you can see, it's really nice. I just like that, like the format on there. So I haven't as yet uploaded any video on there, but it's and you said you've got the full year's subscription, did you?
I
Rick?
did. I went for the business one, which is their top tier, but it gives you a lot of options.
Yep.
So I said, that's a good idea. By the way, if you want to protect your images, you can also watermark them. They have built-in watermarking.
Okay. And I just went out and just a few shots, and I like that you can stop the slideshow.
That's a really nice shot.
Time.
I love the
just
cloud
like that
over
picture.
the building.
Yeah, it just looks really good. But it's just an excellent thing on there as well. And I had a little experiment when you can fast forward it a little bit if you don't want to wait on there a bit and just keep going, flicking through quite quickly. I even got a bit arty and did a black and white one, so that's that's a nice black and white one.
Now, have you played with the editing tools yet?
I haven't as yet because I'd only set my account up last night.
Oh, okay.
In the trial one because I didn't realise. I was thinking, how do I see your site? I was trying to figure that out, and then until I realised I can't see it until it was only the link on your link I could find the different things on there, and so I created my own site because I'd created a login, but I didn't create a site, so I thought that was quite good. But I thought it just does such a good quality through there, so, and I really like the things. I like this is one of my favourite shots I took the other way, just catching people in the street, and I've got the pigeon looking at me as well on that one, so that was good. And then there's the one but just just in the street where people are riding the bikes and that, just the detail even. Now that one I liked. I took that and it makes me look how busy a Melbourne street is on a Saturday morning.
Yeah,
I thought and it's just it just highlights that Chinese man. He just stands out in it. That's what I like with that one. It just stands out a lot. So now if I just press escape, what does that get me out of that? Yes, I just press escape. Yep. And then that gets me right out. But there's all these different different views you can get, which I like some of the other views you can get when I'm looking at it. But and then we had a look. Where does it say subscribe? It tells you the prices. What is it? It's that's where it is, isn't it? So it says what $3.34 a month if you just go on. But you've got the business one on $25, and that gives you the extra things on that is set price and sell your pictures for profit. Isn't it? Choice of Pro Labs, is that the
printing
modification to adjust? Yep.
No, Pro Labs, I believe, is for printing.
Is that for printing, is it?
I believe so.
Yeah, and photo packages and coupons, what does that mean?
Let's say you're a wedding or event photographer. You can create different packages of wedding photos and sell them that way.
Oh, okay. And customized ordered branding, marketing and managing event photos. So even for me, I think maybe just going through the Choice Labs and not having those ones, that's at the $12.50 a month. Well, for example, let's
say, Geoff, you like to do equestrian events. You could actually film an equestrian event and then sell the film to all the people and the families who want that and make a profit.
Yeah, so that
you could retire, become a millionaire. It's just great.
And that's the thing is you can put it on, put it on there and try and make something of it. But I think that's why I'll do. I won't just put I don't think I'll use it as a storage device. Just put your choice work on there because I've got lots of areas where I can put all my rubbish as well. So I think I'll just start to use that and try and put some decent photos on there. So. Because that's what you do. You take 10,000 shots, but you only expect to get about 100 out of that 10,000 shots, wouldn't you?
Well, no. The guys I like are the new photographers who take 10,000 shots and they can't erase any of them. It's like, really? Oh, yeah. They're all valuable. But there's 42, actually, of those 10,000, 500 are your front porch.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, or you have your camera on multi. You go click, 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 click. You got 47 to 50 pictures, and you got one nice one. So yeah, well, keep that one and get rid of the rest because if they were all good, you would have kept them, wouldn't you? So,
that's right.
But I must admit though, sometimes I keep things that I don't want, but if it's got people in it, because sometimes I never know what might be valuable later on, and I've come across some things where it didn't matter, but later on. It was the only bad shot I had of somebody, or it was in focus, but it wasn't a very good shot. But sometimes I keep that. But if it's sort of, like you said, inanimate thing like your front door, I don't really care because I thought, well, I've got another picture of the front door. It hasn't changed in 40 years, so I'm sure it doesn't make that much difference to it.
Actually,
anyway.
let's try something now. Can you get back into your gallery? One of them.
Let's get back into the... Yeah, I've only got one, so let's get out of the...
So now, select from your gallery. Let's say you click on one picture, just on one picture. And it should say
hang on, I'm just
one
trying to get
selected.
back to my gallery. Oh, hang on, we'll get back to my home page. I'm in my home page. That's my home page. I'll just go to browse, which will be my galleries, which is I've only got one gallery.
Right.
So should I double click onto that?
Yeah, double click, and the picture should come up.
Yep.
So now you have one selected, and go into the edit.
Oops. I don't want the big one. Oh, yes, I've got the one selected. And then go into the...
Go into the edit, and let's see what kind of things they have in their tools.
The tools?
Yes.
The tools down the bottom, yep, tools. Open in editor.
Because maybe with this, you don't need Lightroom that much. Though I think they have, by the way, they have a plugin for Lightroom that works directly with Smugmug.
I saw that, so you upload it directly from your Lightroom.
From Lightroom.
So that'd be great because you can modify your images and upload the modified image rather than having to create it. So,
yep.
And then that's the watermark. So you can put watermarks. What's apply watermark? Color effects. Okay. It takes a few. Okay, so then I wonder if you can. Oh, it gives you the little. Oh. Okay,
Now, it almost looks like, are you editing one picture or one folder?
No, this is one. This is the same picture with all different effects.
Oh,
this is
okay, I see okay.
So it's showing you the one picture with all the options that's available. So I suppose if I can say, okay, auto color correct. Let's see what it does to that. So are you sure? Yep. Well, probably didn't do much different on that anyway, but let's see what it does on this. Oops, don't hit the... Let's do auto, do it as a negative. Oh. Maybe I've got to be paid up before I can do this because it's not doing anything on mine.
Oh, interesting, yeah. It says one selected.
Because I just did this one as the... Oh. I've got everything in negative now, but it's not showing on my side. Everything's in a negative order. Oh. I'm sure I'm saving, but it's not doing anything on that one anyway. Maybe I think I've to take advantage of it. I've got to be...
okay, now I'm on your shot. I'm sorry, we were on the wrong shot. I'm looking going, oh, here's a D810.
Yeah.
Goofed.
So now that must be, I would think that's what it is. It looks like I don't have the option to change things while I'm still in my trial period.
Could be. I think you can, but I'm not sure.
I'll have another play with that while for in the weekend. But I do like the the look of it that as well. So it does really seem to do a good job at.
Now I did travel. I did travel with a low pro sling. It's a fairly large low pro. I had the 750 or the D750, the Nikon. I had the 24 to 70 millimeter lens on it, the 35 millimeter Tamron lens, which is a beauty, and a little teeny weeny piece of junk 50 millimeter that I don't know why Larry sold it to me. But anyway, so I had those three lenses with me. One of them was so small it didn't matter. I also carried flash cards, the flash memory, the SD cards, as well as some accessories. And it weighed probably about 15 to 17 pounds total. So I was carrying a pretty good weight. And through the airport in Dallas, I was walking forever, and it kept falling off my shoulder. And then, silly me, I realized I could sling it over diagonally. Yes. And then I finally figured that out, and I could walk for hours, no problem. But in the meantime, it was torturous. The cameras do get heavy. When you look at the Panasonic GH4, the FZ1000, the GX8, they're pretty light. It doesn't feel like you're carrying anything. Now, it is sort of funny. When you go from the full-frame cameras and you go to those light little Micro Four Thirds, it almost feels like you're not carrying anything. It's such an interesting feeling.
I keep thinking I've left my camera at home when I get the FZ1000. I think I've just got an empty bag because it's just nothing there. But I have one of those low pro bags too.
Yes.
And when you sling that over the shoulder, it's great because you can do it back and have the camera bag right in front of you, and I'll load things in if you want and slip it back quite easily. So I reckon they're a great little bag, them.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. And I tell you, I don't mind carrying the heavier equipment, and the camera being heavy doesn't bother me. I have fairly large hands. You and I are both tall enough, and I just go, this feels pretty good. I don't feel like it's not comfortable. And when they are heavier, to a certain point, they're more stable.
Yes.
Because they just don't move much.
I do have one of the newer camera straps, which I hadn't used for a while, but ever since our Tony Northrup interview, I've sort of started using that now. So it's a nice big strap, but it has the camera hooked onto the tripod mount at the bottom. Okay. So it just slides down to your waist. So like I said, when you keep it out, and then it just slides up, and you can't drop it. It's really fantastic. But at first I thought, this is no good. I can't put my camera back into the bag. But as he said, well, you really should just keep it out. If you're out and about, keep it there. And then only take it off when you're finished, really. And that's why I can see the advantage of having that sort of strap. And as you said, it should sit there waiting for you. And I don't know if you saw Tony's little demonstration on one of his videos on when people say about UV filters and scratching your lens. Right, doesn't do a thing. And he took a camera with a good one of his lenses and with a bear claw, and he hit it, scratched it, did all sorts of things with that on purpose, and took the same pictures that he did before and compared them next to each other, and you couldn't tell the difference.
Except that was a bear claw. That was a donut.
That was a donut. but I saw it. But it was all scratched. The lens was scratched. But as he does say, you could get some really good bargains out there. So you buy a lens that's half price because it's scratched a little bit. But when it's that close, a lot of the times you don't see that.
The only place you'll probably notice is if it's a center scratch. If it's on the sides, you may not notice it.
What I notice more than lens scratches is lens dust. That's what really gets my photos. You can see them in skies. You can see like blotches in the sky when you start looking at them. So that's what really annoys me. But with all this getting into the photography this week, Rick, I've been looking at that. I just wanted to ask you what's the legal ramifications in your area for taking photos. So I had a look on ours for about street photographies and you know, what's your rights about taking photos. So here it's in public places you can take them without permission.
Right. Same here.
But it's just saying, well, it said as long as you're not being malicious, like even if it's in a public place and you take 50,000 shots of somebody and you're just following them all around, yes, then you're stalking and you're being quite horrible and that. So, but other than that, still in the
there's no problem. You can take pictures of people in a restaurant from the outside or in a bookstore or wherever, and that's fine. That's fine. There's no law that says you can't. Now, you have to be careful here taking pictures of police or any kind of emergency. You could get in trouble. They could tell you, get away, back off, turn your camera off. So, which is illegal.
Just do as you
Technically, that is illegal because you have every right to take pictures of them. This is all after the BS terrorism laws, so they can, act with impunity. But unfortunately, those are technically illegal resolutions. So, it's interesting. The problem is go fight it as they arrest you.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, as a photographer, you just play it by ear. Yes, you are able to do these things, but if a policeman or anything person in authority tells you not to, I would just as easy just obey what they say for that. It's not worth the hassle, is it? So, and let's face it, we're just trying to capture some natural things in there. And I saw that about same thing here is if they're in a public place, if I can see them in a private place but from a public place, that's fine. And it even goes down to the details. If you've got access to somebody's private land, like say if I'm in your backyard and I can see somebody out in the public from there, I still can do it. So, but but it all depends whether you've got permission to do that one's in there. And the same here, if you can't take any pictures of military things and that, but it's landmarks and buildings, it says you can. But there is some strange laws here that was saying that, like the Sydney Harbour foreshore, it's technically illegal to take pictures and publish them without permission. So,
why is that?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it's because it's one of the big landmarks, and but I suppose for your own, but once you start publishing, but it's like everything, you start looking at what people have published and what's actually legal, and it's like everything. If we went by the law, we wouldn't have a music industry because technically nobody was allowed to play music to get people to buy it.
That's true.
Like I know I worked in the music industry to selling it for years, and if we went by the law, we would never be able to play it in the stores and nobody'd buy the music in the first place. But they never stopped it because they know because you played it, they sold a lot of music from it. So, but I think the whole thing with that is just to be careful when you're filming anything and just watch what you're doing. And what I've done, I don't know about you, Rick, but one of the suggestions I saw, I don't know if it was Tony or somebody else, I think it was Ben Long, and one of the things he suggested is get a like a business card made up with your website details and your email address. And if you want to take pictures, like sometimes you see somebody's got really interesting tattoos and all that, but you said, do you mind if I take?
And that's the Secret Service.
And that's what
you went away for about 5 seconds.
Oh, good. That was another thing. I was just investigating that this week. You know how you said about satellites and Skype from Australia to America? I heard this week from our Telstra, the people who do all our internet, that there's cables going through the ocean all the way to North America.
Really? They actually did that?
Because there is cables going that said, and this may be why you remember how we dropped out constantly a few months ago, and it just went totally. He said, well, what they had the cable snapped with not hurricanes. What do they have in Taiwan? But that sort of thing in the ocean. It snapped some of the monsoons. It snapped some of the cables. And so it routed all the traffic through another cable going around a long way, but that might be what happened. So,
well, I read an interesting.
That's just mind blowing.
It is. I mean, that's a lot of work. Not to mention the pressure on those cables. I read something interesting the other day about Amazon, a place we both like. They have over 100 warehouses in the U.S. totaling over 70 million square feet of warehouse space. That is enormous.
It is, isn't it?
The average warehouse is about 1 million square feet. It's huge.
And just imagine, though, how long ago? So was it 10 years ago when they didn't exist?
About 15.
How long have they been around?
I think it's been about 15.
And I mean, it just never existed before. It's just amazing.
Yeah. I love Amazon.
Also as well, did you see this week, well, yesterday, I think, did you see that IBM have bought Ustream?
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. The industry is consolidating, and in about 20 years, Google will be the only company on Earth. That's scary.
I'll just hope that if something like Ustream would give a service that's affordable rather than about $1,500 a year.
That's what I hope. Though IBM is not known for cheap.
No. But I remember back in the early days when you used to get IBM compatible devices. The only things that wouldn't work on an IBM was the IBM made stuff. All the compatible stuff would fit on everybody, but if you got an IBM actual piece of equipment, it wouldn't work on an IBM compatible computer.
So true.
I could never figure that one out for years.
So anyway, we are at the end of our time. And we're going to have more product reviews soon. Take a look at our channel on YouTube. It's RELATECASTS, and look at the Tech Down Over playlist. And you'll see that we've done quite a few product reviews over the last couple months, and more are coming. We've got products we haven't even opened from December, so they'll be coming out soon. I'm hoping next week to do the Zoom F8. That looks cool.
Well, Rick, what you could do, if you could send me the DJI Ronin, I'll do the review on that.
Yeah, well, you have to come over here and get it.
Okay.
You're due for vacation.
That's right. But that's the only thing is when everybody, and if anybody looks at our product reviews, just think we have to go and buy it. We don't just borrow things to have a look at it. We buy all the things that we review.
Nobody sends us anything for free.
Anything.
By the way.
Please, you can do.
Yeah, you can. Send us anything you want. We'll take it. We'll even return it if you want. We just want it for a couple of weeks, and we will return it in good shape. But, and this show is not really sponsored by, but we wanted to let you know it's a great company. If you are in the LA area or you're on the internet, go to SammysCamera.com. That's SAMYS camera.com. SammysCamera.com. Their main office is on Fairfax Avenue in Los Angeles in the Miracle Mile area, Beverly Hills. They do a great job of selling you equipment, gear. They're really good. Enjoy them. Well, anyway, Geoff.
And what's about the Santa? Is the Santa Barbara one still under the same management?
They have a brand. They moved to a new place, new off. I heard it's nice.
Yes, I haven't seen the new one, but the old one wasn't too bad. But the new one must be much better.
They said it's nice, so I'm looking forward to going up one of these days and taking a look at it.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, we will see you all next week on Tech Down Over.
Yeah.
Please subscribe, give us your feedback, send us notes. If you like us, great. If you don't, well, sorry. Have a good one.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Take care, everyone. Bye, Geoff. Have a good one.
Bye for now.
Cute. Here we go.